valleys. Okay, so we're going to read about valleys. Valleys are low-lying areas between two mountains or hills. So mountain, mountain or hill, and valleys. Remember, valleys are low in the middle. So they're very low, right, to the ground, and two mountains or hills are on the sides of them. Okay, so let's go down to the text. Valley. In between two mountains. Now, you know what that word in between means. Remember, in the middle. So, a valley is between the mountains, okay? Between the mountains. Rivers form me. So, valleys are the low-lying areas between two mountains or hills. When rivers flow down the mountainsides and hillsides, it wears away the rocks and soil. Okay? So look, the rivers flow down these mountains, right? Okay? And it brings down all the rocks and everything like that, right? It wears away the rocks and soil. That means it takes down the rocks with it, right? And it goes down into the valley, from the mountain into the valley. Over a long amount of time, the water carves out a big V-shaped hole. So you know V-shape looks like this, right? Okay, so after a while, the water forms the big V-shaped hole. These holes get deeper and wider. Remember that word wider means really long, okay? The opposite of wide is narrow. We want wide. Okay, these holes get deeper and wider, finally making low land areas called valleys. Okay? What's it like there? The weather in a valley is perfect for living things. Now, I know you have been working with Miss O'Connell on living and non-living things. Okay? So a valley is perfect for living things. Many civilizations in ancient times were found living in valleys because the flowing rivers make water easy to get for people and also for animals. So, long time ago, a lot of people, right, lived in valleys for food and for water, right, for people and their animals. Because of these rivers, the soil is very healthy in a valley and the plant life is thick, green, and beautiful. So, look at all that green, right? It's plants, grass, food. A lot of things grow in the valleys, right? Because of the rivers, because of the water. And you know, plants grow a lot because water, okay? Fast fact. Animals living in valleys include deer and mountain lions. Okay, so deer and mountain lions both live in the valleys. All right, so let's look at our questions. Okay, number 1. What are valleys? Now, you've had this answer the past couple nights for homework, so I'm not going to help you. Remember, you got to go back in the text. You got to flip that question. What are valleys? Okay, so the flip would be valleys are what? Find it in the text. Go back. Somewhere in the text, what valleys are. Okay, so look for where it says valleys are what? All right, write down your answer when you know it. Number 2, highlight the evidence. Remember, don't worry about red, and if you only have a pencil, that's okay. What wears away? Remember, we said that word wear means to tear away, take down, right? The rocks take down. What wears away when rivers flow down the mountainsides and hillsides? So find it in the text. What wears away, remember wears away means fall down when rivers flow down the mountainsides. Okay? Now that should be highlighted for number 2. So go back and do that right now. Number 3. What shaped hole is carved over time? Remember, you're looking for that letter. Here's a big hint. A, V, B, W, C, Y, or D, X. So choose one. Number 4. What happens to these holes? Okay, so something happens to these holes. What happens to them? So these holes, what? Okay, that's your restate. These holes, and then what does it say? I think I'm going to help you find it in the text. So let's go back to the text. Aha. These holes get deeper and wider, finally making land areas called valleys, right? The V gets deeper and wider, and it's called a valley. So write that down for that question. Okay, number 5. The weather in a valley is blank for living things. A, okay. B, terrible. C, good. Or D, perfect. Okay, what's the weather like for living things? Remember, that's plants, people, food, animals. Okay, so pause me and answer. Number 6, highlight the evidence blue. Don't worry about the color, just highlight the evidence or underline. Why did many civilizations in ancient times live in valleys? Okay, so you need to highlight that in the text or underline. Number 6, how many civilizations in ancient, why did civilizations in ancient times live in valleys? What was their reason? Remember, why? Reason. What did it help them do? Number 7, the soil in valleys is very what? A, dry. B, healthy. C, wet. Or D, unhealthy. Remember, unhealthy means not healthy. Okay? Pause and answer. Number 8, highlight the evidence. What is the plant life like? So go back in your article and find what is the plant life like. You're going to underline or highlight whatever you have. Put the number 8 next to it. The number 8. Okay? All right, number 9. What are some animals that live in a valley? Okay, so we have to restate this question. So, some animals that live in a valley are, and then go back in your article and look. They give us a lot. They give us 2, actually. They give us 2. So some animals that live in a valley are blank and blank. Okay? Write that down. And then number 10, draw a valley. Now remember, valley has a V shape between 2 mountains or hills. So it should be like a mountain, maybe valley, mountain, or hill, valley, hill. Okay? All right.